Hello grade 6, this is a demonstration video of your series circuit practical. So the equipment that we need for this practical is an ammeter. We've got a multimeter. That just means that it can read lots of different things, but one of those things is amps, so that's going to work for us today. We've got a battery that's placed in a battery holder that's got a couple of wires coming out each side. We've got 3 light bulbs and light bulb holders, and I've also got 5 alligator clip wires. We're going to be trying 3 different circuits today to see what happens when we start adding more light bulbs into the circuit. So for our first circuit, we're going to start with 1 light bulb. The first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to grab our battery holder with the wires either side, and I'm going to connect a crocodile clip to each of the wires. When you're doing circuits, it is a good idea just to test your battery and test your light bulb in a very simple circuit first, just to make sure they're both working correctly. So you can do that just by connecting your battery directly to your light bulb and seeing if your light bulb lights up. If it does, you're good to go. If it doesn't, it could be the light bulb could be broken, or maybe your battery's flat, so you can try changing them if you're having those problems. So for some reason here we're seeing that my light bulbs aren't lighting up, so I'm going to get to the bottom of that and figure that out before we conduct the investigation. So you can see here I've done a basic circuit and my light bulb's lighting up. I'm just going to check all of them to make sure they're all good. I can see that my battery's all good, and now I can see that my light bulbs are all good too. So we're good to go ahead with the rest of the investigation. Now I'm grabbing the other end of my alligator clip that's coming out of my battery, and I've connected that into my ammeter. Now I'm going to grab the wire with the alligator clip from the other side of the battery, and I'm going to be connecting that to one of our light bulbs. And then I've got my other cord coming out of my ammeter, and I'm just going to use that to touch on the other metal part on the other side of the light bulb and connect the circuit. So we've connected the circuit. We can see that the light bulb's beautifully lighting up, and the reading on the ammeter is about 0.25 amps. Next up, we're going to be adding another light globe into the circuit. So I'm grabbing another alligator wire, clipping it to the other side of the light globe. I'm clipping the other side of that into another light globe. And then again, I'm going to be using that cord coming out of the ammeter to touch on the other side of our second light globe, and we'll see what happens. So we're getting a reading of about 0.2 amps. And let's have a bit of a closer look in the dark at what's actually happening with our light bulbs now that there's 2 of them in the circuit. So you can see that they are both lighting up. The first one's lighting up a bit more, and the second one is very faint. They're both very faint though. Let's switch the lights back on, and then we will get our third light globe into this circuit, and we'll see what kind of a difference that makes. You can see our reading on the ammeter there. It's at about 0.19 amps. We'll switch off the lights and have a better look at our light globes. So you can see that the front one's glowing the most. I think the second one's glowing very faintly, and then the third one's hardly glowing at all, or maybe not at all. So I'll just switch the lights back on here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the second 2 light globes from the circuit and just make it a 1 light globe circuit again, just to double check that my battery's still okay, and to make sure that that's not the reason that the other 2 are glowing rather dimly, just to check that that's all still good. And you can see here that my light globe's glowing beautifully, and we're reading at about 0.25 amps. So now it's up to you guys. Jump onto your worksheets, fill out your questions about what happened when we added the different light globes. Hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and I might see you for another video soon.